Welcome back to SCM 2020. Thank you for being patient with us, guys. We are raising money for Save the Children. Links to donate can be found below the stream. Now it's time for danflesh to take it away with Sekiro all bosses slash mini bosses. I hope you have your concern emotes ready, guys. Good luck, Dan.
Yeah, thank you, Ash. Hello, people. Concerned doors, like, I don't know. Okay, so this is Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. As you can, timer starts as soon as gameplay starts in the game. So, yeah. Let's go.
Just a second, I messed up.
Okay. I mean, you have a little
Messed
bit.
up.
Okay. I mean, you have a little bit of time before the cutscene starts. Whatever.
Okay, when do I start the timer?
When I just started when I press new game. Saying reset on the marathon. Let's go, guys. Attempt number 2. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Insane. What a legend. Okay, so Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is the video game released in 2019 by From Software, Japanese company, develops video games. You maybe heard some of their projects like Dark Souls games. Not sure though. So yeah, we start in a prologue. In a prologue, we can't sprint, we can't do anything, we have no weapons, so we just b-hop because it's faster and pray for the best RNG so we don't get killed because it's mostly up to RNG, will we die there or not. And if we die, we just will have to do all the way back again. But we didn't die, so it's good. We reach out to Kuro. Kuro is the protagonist of the game. Our lord. He gives us the sword and healing gourd. So now we can heal. We're not gonna use healing gourd too often, hopefully. But it's definitely gonna be useful sometimes. And the first boss of the game is the tutorial boss. And he's pretty simple. Must be at least. So this guy, right there, is a mini boss, dies in like 5 hits usually. Fortunately, I made that way that other enemies don't interrupt you fighting, and I died already. Very cool. Well, that's a good start here. So the thing is, like in the tutorial, you cannot resurrect yet. It's the only part of the game when you are not allowed to resurrect yet. So that's a good start. That's a pretty common mistake that I make in my runs when I press deflect and then I press attack too early, so I just like cancel my own deflect and just get killed and die. And this time the amazing AI decided to actually participate in a fight and kill me. That's a very rare meme actually, when this guy kills you there. Well, that's an amazing start, guys. I should mention that my estimate is completely wrong because for some reason, like I submitted estimate 5 minutes slower than it should be. So 100% sure we're gonna be overestimate already, so feels gulag, man. Now this game is hard, as you could notice, like even first boss killed me twice already. So that's pretty good. Okay, we finally killed the boss. He gives us a pellet. Not the best reward, but surprisingly useful. Or will be for one of these strats later on. Pretty cool strats in the late game. So there we inspect the door. Whistle and a whistle. Like, I don't know. And yeah, keep jumping. So there we face Genichiro. We don't kill Genichiro because we don't count this fight as a boss fight. Which is... some of you might consider weird, but that's your problems, not mine. We do get the Shinobi Prosthetic tool. Now we can apply prosthetic tools, and also we can grapple hook. And that's pretty cool, because that makes us much faster when it comes to traversing areas. So, start of the run, Ashen outskirts. This area is early game, obviously. We don't have to collect too many items there, but we will collect some. There are 4 mini-bosses in this area. We will kill only 2 on the way. Other 2 we will kill later on when we will be stronger. So the first boss is this general. He has pretty much the same moveset as the guy in the tutorial, so... Well, I haven't pressed the button, but still, game buffered it. For some reason. Well, here we go. So most of the mini-bosses in Sekiro can be death blows quite easily for the first time. Most of them have 2 health bars, and you can sneaky, like, kill the first one. Here we picked up Gachin Sugar, by the way. We're gonna collect a lot of sugars early on, and we're gonna use them to... Yeah, so menus in this game have an insane delay on the 104 patch. So sometimes it can be annoying to equip items. So Gachin Sugar makes us pretty much invisible and completely silent. And here we dead blow Ogre. Looks a little weird, but... pretty decent fights. So at Ogre you just make sure that you don't get grabbed by the very fast grab and you're fine. Circling around him, dealing damage with attacks, no problem. So there is another samurai, like right after Ogre. We don't bother fighting him, we instead will take this idol and warp here later on, when we will have time to do so. So the next area gonna be a little sort of skips heavy. I'm gonna have 2 skips back to back, 1 small skip and 1 not as small. So there is gonna be a canyon skip, parkour skip that saves like 6-7 seconds roughly. If you fail it, you lose like 30. So I'm glad I didn't fail at least something in this run so far. I'm gonna use mouse keyboard for certain skips just out of convenience because I'm used to. Some people do all the skips on the controller and they're totally fine, like Eggy, and some people do play mouse keyboard like Mitch, for example. So yeah, I'm gonna collect another sugar. So sugars are basically different buffs that will help you fighting bosses. We mostly will focus on the Gachin sugars that will make us less noticeable, and Ako and Yashuriku sugars that will make us stronger. So we face the first actual boss of the game, that is Yobu Masataka Oniwa. Not failing the skip. We'll see what RNG you've got. Can be good, can be bad. Good RNG. And so he just fell down and died. Shinobi execution. Taking idol, applying the memory. So from an actual bosses, you do receive a memory as the reward. And memory levels up your attack power. So it's very useful. So what happens with Yobu there, by parkouring on top of the roof, you exit the boss fight arena, and for some reason that deloads invisible walls for the boss. So he can just run off and fall into the like kill boxes. Which is super weird, but that's how it is. Next mini boss is Ball. This boss can be rough. Kinda messed up there a little, but it's fine. Messed up at the opener as well, but overall fight went fine. So Bull is very annoying boss because he deals cheap damage even if you perfectly deflect his attacks. So for example, if you have little health, if you take like any hits, it might be problematic to survive the fights. Here we kill the enemy that has the key, and that key opens the door, which is very surprising, ain't it? And behind that door there is going to be a prosthetic tool called Spear. And this spear is going to be used like... it doesn't save that much time considering how long it takes to take the spear. It saves very little, but it makes things much more consistent. Especially, like, it makes Fire Drone card much easier, it makes Guardian Ape second phase much easier, and it makes Lone Shadow 2 much easier. And there is Lone Shadow 1. Death Blowing, as we already used to. Go in a corner, wait for an attack, and boom, Dead Angle. This is another attack in Sekiro runs that is called Dead Angling. And the idea of the attack is just to get enemy in the corner at that angle. So what that angle is, like when you attack the enemy from a certain angle that is too big for AI to consider it as an attack that will hit it, AI just doesn't block attacks. And you can just keep spamming R1 and AI will do nothing to prevent that. So by finding like good corners where you can make enemies stuck with a wide angle, might be very beneficial. We're gonna use that in multiple places, like for Genichiro, for Owl, for the next boss Gun Lady, and maybe some others that I don't remember just yet. So we took the idol because we need like we'll come back there because there is a Shichimen enemies, and Shichimen enemies are included in the boss order. Here we kill the gunner. You can skip killing the gunner. It's a little of an advanced strat that is used in any percent, for example, saves like 4 seconds. But I'm not a big fan of it, so I'm not doing that. Next boss is Gun Lady. And we do the same with her as for Lone Shadow, except she does have a attack with the Hyper Poise that we have to deflect to make sure that she's stuck in the corner. And again, as you could notice, like we could have deflected her. Sorry, not deflect, deathblowed her from behind, as most of the mini-bosses. And we collect money from the enemies. Specifically there, we collect money for the enemies just to afford a little more spirit emblems. It doesn't change much at all. We have picked up like 1000 sen money bag. Unlike in All Beats Memories, money are not important at all in this run, because we don't have to buy beads or anything. So yeah, we take this idol and we're gonna have a relatively long shopping section, and that's a good time for maybe the nations or something else.
So you mean right now?
Yep, right now.
All right, okay, let's go. We have a $25 from Choke Bob saying, "Have a great time running. Good luck with Sekiro, Dan." And a special shout out to my good buddies Dr. Oso and Jeff the Big Lizard, who have some runs of their own in the event. Thank you, Chalk Bob. That's awesome of you. We also have a very special donation, $20 from Newbiesaurus, that says, "An explosion of salt was witnessed earlier today outside Russia. Reports claim it was created due to a Twitch streamer's reaction to, quote, ridiculous RNG within a child's computer game. Citizens are advised to remain indoors as it will likely continue to rain blocks of salt for the remainder of the day. Thank you, and may God have mercy on our souls."
Monkey
Thank you
Giga.
so thank you so much, Nubisaurus. Really appreciate that $20 donation and message. I just want to let you guys know that we just hit $500. So thank you everyone for making that happen. And also, just so you know, you can actually influence Dan's run over here. We get to choose his ending for him between Immortal Severance and Purification. Right now, Immortal Severance is in the lead with $60 and Purification with $29.99. So any donations, make sure you put them towards incentives. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. And so what happened there? We did some shopping. We also talked with some NPCs, like Sculptor and also Ishin. So we must talk with Ishin to make him move to Ashina Castle and talk with him about Mortal Blade. Otherwise, we won't be able to continue the plots, like the main plots of the game, and we won't be able to kill more bosses. There we also talked with Sculptor. Sculptor gave us two very important, like not only we equipped 3 of our insane prosthetic tools that we're gonna use throughout the run mostly, like Shuriken, Firecracker, and Spear, but also he gave us 2 different like skill trees that we can use later on. Like Shinobi skill tree is the very important one, it's the main one. It's given you after like killing Yobu, if I remember correctly. Allows you to Mikiri counter and many other things that will be important, like mid-air combats. I'll talk about that a little later. Also Miss Noble, very good mini-boss. And the other skill tree that we've got is Prosthetic Tool skill tree. And we only need that for an extra 2 emblems for the late game. We're not gonna level up anything from that tree, really. Like, some people also like to take the... well, you have to learn the ability to use prosthetic tools while jumping, but I personally don't use it much. So, it's the preference. But mostly, yeah, it gives you 2 spirit emblems, and spirit emblems are gonna be very crucial throughout the run, because we're gonna use like Mortal Blade ability that is called Mortal Draw a lot, and we're gonna annihilate enemies with it all over the game, and we'll need a lot of spirit emblems for that. So having more spirit emblems than standard 15 is very good. In the end of the game, we're gonna have 20, like 2 extra from Shinobi skill tree, 2 extra from prosthetic skill tree, and 1 extra from Sakura Bull Kill. So that's all gonna be good. So there we collected some idol that we're gonna use later to kill Orin. And also we are on the way to Corrupted Monk. The reason why we kill Corrupted Monk first out of all main bosses at that stage of the game is because it allows us to... like, after killing Corrupted Monk, you gain an ability to dive underwater. And that allows us to do an air swim. And air swim is the glitch that will not save us that much time in that category specifically, but it still will. Here we equip everything we need. Next boss is Corrupted Monk, as I mentioned, and we're gonna use some nice cheese kill strat for this boss. Yep, here we go. So the thing is, the boss, for some reason, like, it's a leftover... That's an assumption. This boss has a leftover mechanics from True Monk, because it's just a reskin, kinda. And leftover mechanic is, because of how Phase 2 True Monk is made, that boss can not notice you. You can enter the boss fight while boss cannot see you. And for some reason, even using Snap Seeds and Firecrackers doesn't make boss to notice you from a certain distance and angle. So by doing that, you can just push the boss backwards to the stone, and you can just jump from a stone and perform a death blow, an aerial death blow. That is also leftover from a True Monk, apparently. And yeah, that's an easy, convenient kill. Otherwise, that fight would be a pain in the ass, because this boss is very rough to fight. Like, it has insane amount of posture, and it has insane posture regen on top of that. So yeah, now, since we've received an ability to dive, we can air swim now. Next boss is gonna be Genichiro, and we'll hopefully air swim to Genichiro. Yep, we will. So there we jump in the out of bounds, and how air swim works, if you dive in the out of bounds water, it for some reason makes you swim like whatever the fuck you want. And the good thing is that it's cool. The bad thing is that you can't kill bosses from air swim. So you have to cancel air swim. And there are two things that can cancel air swim. Is another out of bounds water or cutscenes. And Genichiro has a cutscene, fortunately. And what we do with Genichiro... that's very concerning. This is fine. Yeah, I just missed one of my attacks, so made this fight a little concerning right there. So we make him stuck by doing the same dead angle strategy that I used at Gun Lady or Lone Shadow. And I messed up. Yeah, okay, let's just quit out. I really like to fail easy things. Like, fortunately, we can just quit out there, and we're gonna respawn before the fight. And the good thing is that cutscene plays every time you enter the boss fight. No, no, I wanted to heal. No. Whatever, dude. I believe I will be good. This is fine. Okay, maybe this time I will not fail. Like, this is not that easy, but not hard either at all. I just messed up with my angle for the 5-hit strats. Come on, dude. Keep aiming too far to the right. Well, we have a very concerning amount of health, to be honest. So that's gonna be an interesting no lightnings fight. Because lightnings do deal cheap damage. Okay, fine. Salvaged. So that was Genichiro fight. I wouldn't mess up, like, usually this fight is pretty normal. Phase 3 can be finicky a little, like you need to know Genichiro moveset pretty well to be good at this fight. But phase 1 and 2 is pretty straightforward, it just messed up. Which is totally fine, as long as I'm alive still. So for now we need to, to talk with Kuro about different kind of things, and why we killed Genichiro now is to get an access to Monkey's fight. And before killing Geni we can't do that because we have to talk with Ishin about Mortal Blades, and only then we will have the bell spawned to enter like the Monkey's fight. There was a skip that was allowing to enter the Monkey's fight through out of bounds, but it was patched, and the patch we are running on is 104. Because the recent patch 105, like current patch now is 105, since the Gauntlet update is up, and apparently 105 is slightly slower just because it has some extra menus, so it's not really slower, but it's inconvenient to switch to break the muscle memory in some places. So currently 104 is still the main route for all the speedruns. There we talk with Ishin. And after that we're gonna pick up a key that will spawn in the Kuro's room. That key we're gonna use later on, and I guess we have a little time to maybe read a couple donations, if we have any.
I got one for you. We have $50 from Tantron that says, "Happy to support Save the Children in our community." Thank you so much, Tantron, for that generous donation. And I want to remind you guys that we have a bid war going on right now for Sekiro, where you guys get to influence the ending between Immortal Severance and the Purification ending. Immortal Severance right now is taking the lead with $60 and Purification ending with $29.99. So make sure to put those bring those donations in and to put them towards the incentive, and let's see if we can get a proper bid war going. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, so now we will go to monkeys, since we've separated, like, not a separate talk about Mortal Blade. We can actually fight them now. And for that, we're gonna use the same out of bounds, that just gonna swim the other way. And that segment is gonna be mostly movement in air swim. We're gonna skip Armored Warrior and Centipede and Senpu for the late game. We're gonna kill them very late after Risshin. Fortunately, they don't despawn. So one thing I have to mention is that bosses in this game, like, this game has 3 world states. Like the initial one, the one after obtaining all 3 items from Guardian Ape, Monkeys, and Corrupted Monk. And after killing Dragon is the 3rd one. And some world states, they do spawn bosses and despawn bosses from areas. And we have to make sure that none of the bosses despawn. So some of the bosses we're gonna kill earlier than we maybe wanted to, just so they don't disappear in the end. Fortunately, Senpu Temple is not affected at all by any world states. It has all the bosses spawns any state of the game. And so yeah, another way to cancel air swim is to find a little piece of out of bounds water, and sometimes that little piece can be on the very edge of some lake or pool. So particularly here, it's like the very edge of this water pool, where you can swim up and cancel the air swim. Like, you can't grab idols, you can't interact with objects, really. Like, you can only pick up items from air swim. That's pretty much it. And now we just go and we will kill the monkeys normally. Monkeys are completely gimmick fights. There are 4 different monkeys with 4 different, like, abilities. One of them is invisible, the other one has great hearing, the other one has great eyesight, and the other one is just chilling with a gong, like, I don't know. And one notices you, like, starts hitting that gong really hard. Fortunately, Gachin Sugar helps a lot, because we're completely silent and we're less visible, which is quite beneficial. So the invisible monkey is always from behind at the start. The orange monkey with the gong is just chilling around, patrolling the area. Green monkey has a good hearing, but we just grapple here, use firecracker, it gets stuns, death blows. And the other one has a great eyesight. I'm just gonna death blow it from behind. Very cool boss fight. And now we reach the point when we basically obtain the strongest ability in the game. Mortal Draw. Also receive another attack power with the memory, which is cool. Mortal Blades. Now that's important part. We have to level up mid-air combat. And mid-air combat is the ability that allows us to use our abilities mid-air and block mid-air, for example, and deflect. And for some unknown reason, if you do jump before performing Mortal Draw, it deals a lot of damage. A lot of extra damage. Like, Mortal Draw by itself is very strong on this patch. It was significantly buffed since the release patch. But when you jump, you make it even much stronger than it already is. So you just deal some crazy amount of damage, and this Ashina Elites just dying like no chance. There is like the coolest death blow in the game, pretty much, like one of the coolest death blows in the game in my opinion. Dude, I messed it up. Feels gulag, man. I could have death blowed him, but I pressed like too late, apparently. Okay, that's gonna be very problematic, potentially. This run is a train wreck. My god. Okay, I have to make sure that I stay further away. Just, you know, in case. Feels gulag, man. Failing the best death blow in the game. Barely. Yep, easy clap. First try works every time. This is gonna be spooky because we will deal not enough damage to kill the boss because we don't have sugar working anymore. Okay, fortunately it turned out to be fine. What we do next, we get the emblems and quit out. Yeah, insane first try. After the quit out, that's the only quit out warp that I can remember actually in this run. So what does quit out warp do? This game stops saving your last position as soon as enemies notice you. So because you perform a death, like you jump from on top of the roof and you perform a death blow, enemies notice you immediately and game just stop updating your last stable position. So if you quit out while gunners are watching at you, you will just get warped on the very top. This health is very spooky for Gunford, I'm not gonna lie. This might end terribly, but not like I have a chance really to do anything about it. Even if I heal, I will not survive the counter hit with the bullet. So hopefully we don't get sniped. But before we even potentially will get sniped, we'll have to kill the mini boss on the way. That's a gun lady, and that's a pretty cool death blow here as well. Like the thing is, she automatically notices you when you grapple. But with the Gachin, if you buffer sneaking perfectly, what happens? Game plays the script that she stands up, and the gunshot of a gunner makes her attention to go yellow, and because of that she turns around and you can perform a stealthy death blow quickly. Less RNG. Okay, Monka Giga, we haven't died. Like the thing is, if you die while falling in a kill box, you have no chance to resurrect. Like you can only resurrect if you land on something. That's why Gunford is very spooky at times, because it gives you no chance. There we fight Long Arcs and TP. There is a cool quick kill strat. Again with the Mortal Blade and use of Yashuriko Sugar. Ruti Bok strat. Actually very tight. Because it's like he has a very quick attacks and it's very easy to get hit at the very beginning of the fights. And so far Ron is deathless actually. Well, deathless outside of tutorial, okay? Tutorial doesn't count. We had to study how to deflect, you know, attack. It's my first playthrough after all. And yeah, before Guardian Ape, I guess we can go for 1 or 2 quick donations if we have any.
I can squeeze in a quick donation. We have $20 from Morale saying, "Good luck with the run, Dan. Donating towards the music festival incentive in Super Mario Odyssey because it seems cute as hell and I would love to see it. And it's the next run already." Ah, Morale, thanks for the $20 and I appreciate that. I want to let you guys know that yes, we do have a very cool Super Mario Odyssey any percent race later with Hattie and Nubosaurus. And we're currently 45 out of $200 in making that incentive met for the music festival. So please keep those donations coming. It would be really cool to see that. Thank you.
So we reach Guardian Ape. And Guardian Ape is a beast. And because of that, it gets a lot of posture damage and stagger from Firecracker. So phase 1 is super quick. Using Mortal Draw, Firecracker, Yashuriku Sugar. That was actually a good fight. Like, the trick is here that you can... Like, you want to get the headshot with your Mortal Draw. It's... Like, you have to be on a certain distance and perform an attack on a certain timing and it will be good. Otherwise, it would take just a little longer. Just gonna take a little longer to... get the fight going till phase 2. This is super weird that he didn't, like, I don't know how he missed me. Like, I was right next to him and he still missed me. That's gonna be Scream most likely. No, actually good for me. Well, there goes the first death with Resurrect for us. It was unfortunate. Like, that was fine RNG. I could totally handle it, but just unfortunate. Even though not the best RNG, like, it's better when he starts with the Scream because it gives you a bit more space for YOLO in the end. But anyway, he also, like, evaded like one of my attacks. So we obtained the flower here, and that flower, as soon as we get the third item from the list, it's like a flower, Mortal Blade, and the thing you get after Corrupted Monk. As soon as you do that, game sets world states to the next thing, like Invasion of Vashana Castle, and we get automatically like we automatically get the idol. Like that idol that I teleported to, even though I didn't take that idol, it just automatically gets it for you as soon as the world state is what it is right now. We go kill 7 spears quickly because otherwise he'll disappear later on. Seven spears is no problem. Really, you just spam Firecracker and Mortal Blades all the time. He has a very slow attack, so you have more than enough time to just punish it every time. So that was 7 spears, and the next boss is gonna be Owl. We again will air swim to Owl the same way we air swim to Genny. The only downside is that cutscene will play only once, so if I die, for example, I will not be able to air swim again, unlike with Genny. So yeah, we'll see. Fortunately, From Software used couple boss fight arenas in this game, and 2 of them are Gyobu Arena for Demon of Hatred and Gyobu, and Genichiro like and Owl 1 fights are on top of the Ashina Castle. And you choose both Owl 1 Geni, and you choose both Gyobu and Demon of Hatred in this run, so thanks From Software for making unrestricted runs easy clap. So make sure that we don't go for Shura ending by accident. I've got not a very good attack, but he jumped back, so cool. So we make Owl cornered in the other corner from the Genichiro one. Unlike with Genichiro, with Owl you can't really mess up the angle, fortunately for me. The angle of your attacks. Well, you can, but it's much harder. Geni strat is more finicky. But Owl is much harder to get into the corner because he has different openers, he has different pathings, different speed of his pathings, and you need to be very good at like knowing where you stay and what attack will put him where to push him in this corner. So there goes Owl, and we're gonna have quite a long segment of dialogues because we will go for the dialogues for Immortal Severance ending, and we will have to set up the Purification ending dialogues because we will go into the Owl 2 memories just because there are bosses. So kinda have to. That's also another good place where we can go for donations and some other information.
Perfect. Okay. I have $50 from Zaz Train saying, got to make Regal suffer a bit in Artorias of the Abyss. Good luck with the gaming, Dan. Feels Gulag Man, smoke, . Zaz, thanks for the $50. We appreciate that. And just to let you guys know, we have a super cool Super Mario Odyssey any percent race later on with the Hadi Nubisaurus. And we have a special incentive for it to help Pauline find musicians and restore the city's power so they can hold a music festival in the Metro Kingdom. So if you guys want to have a chance to listen to Pauline's beautiful voice, we're $155 away from getting a chance to do so. So please donate and make sure when you donate to put it towards an incentive. Thank you guys.
Yeah, so we keep talking. So after that we're gonna have a very spooky segment that includes 2 headless fights. First headless fights for us, 1 underwater and 1 ground headless. And it's gonna be the hardest headless fights of the whole run. Like, it's the toughest headless and we have the least like attack power for him. So we'll see how that goes. The scariest thing to go in that segment is when you haven't died a single time with the resurrect. It means that you have only 1 resurrect for the whole segment, and that one that you have is with the cutscene as well, which is bad because cutscene takes ages, boss can like regen posture and etc. Just annoying indeed. So fortunately we died at Guardian Ape Phase 2, so we can have a safer segment. I do quit out there. This is not optimal real-time wise, the thing that I'm doing. Not very marathon friendly, but I'm just doing it because muscle memory. Otherwise, alternatively, what you would do, you would take the idle, just rest at it, and that will reset the dialogues and make Emma come, for example, when she's not there, when you for the first time talk with the Kuro. But in unrestricted, the category that I'm running right now, quit-outs are allowed, and game is using in-game time as the main timing method, so I'm just quitting out, and it's faster. Funny thing about Sekiro IGT is that Sekiro IGT has no milliseconds, so it's always a flat seconds, and that's kind of a problem because like, if you get like, why am I spamming jump? Can sprint actually. The problem is that, like, for example, you could out 50, like 99 milliseconds of a second. It gets rounded down, so it's gonna be like second flat. So that adds up a little bit of RNG. And for the shorter categories, like any percent, that might matter, actually, in the end. But for as long of a category with as much of an RNG, it's not that big of a deal, really. And we have the first headless fights of the run. Of course, I do get hit, which is not very good. Rather not very good at all. And I ended up on the wrong side of the headless as well. Well, we'll handle. Keep messing up the opener that he gave me there. It's gonna spin again, playing it safe. So headless can give you 2 different attacks as the opener, and the one he gave me there is annoying to deal with, and I messed up my pathing a little. You have to be very accurate with the pathing to make it without getting hit. Or alternatively, you can like strafe it just normal, but I prefer to strafe it going close to headless. There I'm gonna heal to make sure that I don't die from a single hit at Lone Shadow. Lone Shadow is the other boss where we're gonna use Spear, and we're actually gonna use Spear just to AI manip. It doesn't have any special effect on this Lone Shadow, but for some reason after you spear him, he always goes for the Yashuriko Sugar use. And that Yashuriko Sugar use makes him, like, it deals posture to him. So you just get some free posture damage just because he is using his own ability. That's the only Lone Shadow that uses Sugar like that. Other Lone Shadows have different abilities. But somehow I figured that if you spear him, he always goes for the Sugar, like 99.9% of the times. And now the scariest fights. Gokhan Headless. This guy is very tough. But at least he has a good arena with a lot of space, somewhat. So let's hope I don't mess up too much. It's a perfect phase 1. And I messed up good RNG in phase 2. Kinda stupid. But still easy clap. That was would be a like perfect fight. Like perfect fight if I wouldn't mess up in the end, but happens. So that was good. So Headless have insanely slow turnaround animation, and fortunately this Headless has enough space to spin around him. The problem of the other Headless arenas that they are very small, like very small. And the Headless initially are staying in a very bad positions usually. That makes the fights are like very annoying to deal with and more rely on RNG because you rely more on what attacks Headless are going for.
Can I squeeze in a quick donation?
Yeah, go for it.
So Gamero says, just sniped $666. Thank you, Gamero, for the $6 donation that says,
Multi-gig.
what do we say to the god of memes? Yes, today. Gamero, thank you so much. And I want to let you guys know that we're $149 away from meeting our incentive for our next run, Super Mario Odyssey, and making the music festival happen. So please get those donations in.
Okay, thanks for donating, guys. Helping the charity and memers to suffer with incentives. Well, not necessarily suffer, but anyway. we have a very cool trick ahead. It's a True Monk Phase 1 skip. Like, From Software patched out the easy way of doing it, but they somehow made it left in the game. I failed it. So it's a 4 frames window when you can perform stealthy death blow on a True Monk while she's inactive. And she's just standing there AFK, invulnerable. But for some reason you can perform death blow if you put an input like in that 4 windows frame. Like that. Very cool. Okay, second try not too bad. Usually second try means that you don't redo the skip because it's pointless to do, but for a run it makes sense. Makes fight easier as well. So we have a lot of emblems, so we can afford going for a very fast kill. For last phase. It's just mortal draw spam. All the way. Here we go. That was the True Monk. Like, actually, I'm surprised I failed it. Felt very good. Like, this setup is very easy to mess up because, well, my setup at least is very easy to mess up for me. Even though I practice this a lot, but still sometimes you fail it just because you do. I use, like, I have to mention that I use mouse keyboard and I use mouse wheel to perform an attack to have more inputs per second to maximize the chance of actually getting death blow, and usually it works pretty consistently because, well, it just does if you don't mess up the setup, but fortunately we didn't get it first try. So there is lightning skip and carp skip. So lightning skip is just certain pathing that makes girl with the balls missing you, and skipping carp is pretty simple. When he aggroes at you, just avoid his attack, forehead. So we use the attack power here, attack power level up, and now we're gonna have 3 more mini bosses in this area. There is still a Shichiman fountain in Foundry Head Palace. We're gonna kill him a very last boss of the run, but the rest in the area will clear. It's one underwater headless that is very important because it's Yashuriku Spiritfall headless, and that's gonna be important for us later on. Okay, using Gachin Sugar here because this headless has a spirit copy, and if you use Gachin, it actually doesn't notice you, which is very helpful. Okay, this headless, I didn't mess up. I got the follow-up still, which is bad, but fine. Good. That was a smooth fight. That's how underwater headless should look like. Again, like on the first one, unfortunately I wasn't able to do the pathing correctly to avoid the opener attack, and usually if you, like with underwater headless, the most important thing is to get in a cycle, get in a loop, because underwater headless just keeps spamming 2 attacks. Grab that is easy strafable, and a 360 spin attack that you just swim away from. And there is a Sakura Bull, best mini boss in the game, so you use Firecracker while he doesn't see you, and by doing that it forces the boss to perform a charge attack, and when Bull hits the wall while doing that attack, he gets like full posture meter of damage, so it's just an insta kill if it happens, and it's very easy to make it happen. And now the next boss gonna be Dragon, but if we kill Dragon, we have one mini boss disappear. And that mini boss is like one of the samurais that was after Ogre. So we have to kill him now, and because we're killing him, we will also kill Akko Headless that is very close to him. So we don't have to do it later on, because it's the most convenient boss order we can go for. So here we get the Yashuriku Spirit Fall that we're gonna use a lot. It's incredibly useful. The problem is I didn't use it for some reason. But let's don't talk about that. I actually used the wrong sugar. Well, it's gonna be fine anyway. Yeah, no problem, okay. That was weird. It happens, I guess. I had to use not a Gachin sugar, but actually like Yashuriku Spirit Fall sugar to deal more damage. Enemies wouldn't notice me anyway. The enemies I did care about. So I just had to deal more damage. I will also have to pick up one extra Gachin, but it's no problem. Insane brain fart. Sabotaging the run. Nothing I could do, bad RNG on menu. Confetti. And Akko Headless. Okay, we get the good RNG opener. Perfect RNG. Phase 1. Good fight, no teleports, perfect phase 1. Fine. That's a nice levitating skills, I guess. Good. And the next coming up boss is Dragon. And Dragon, like the next segment coming from there. Well, to be honest, like last couple mini bosses were also quite RNG heavy, but what comes next is the most RNG heavy part of the run. It's Dragon that can easily fuck you up no matter what you do, just because RNG. Then we have Fire Drunkard that can have insanely bad enemies RNG that can fuck you up no matter what you do. And the next thing is Demon of Hatred that can also give you the bad RNG and you lose a little bit of time, but fortunately not as much, I guess. So we have 3 next back-to-back run killers. Well, each one of them can be a run killer easily when it comes to real attempts, but hopefully I don't mess up. So phase 1 is killing these white dragons quickly. I will try to kill as many of them as I can. Fortunately I didn't get poisoned, which is also very cool. And then you can death blow them from a tree. And optimally what you want to do, you just want to kill all the dragons while the first grabbable tree is available. For that you just have to wait while they will respawn. There is a limit, like of how many dragons can be respawned at the same time. And as you can see, game decided to give me just bad RNG. So 2 white dragons have not respawned for some reason in time. And now I have to... Dang, he survived. Insane. Yeah, this is very bad. Like, actually 2 white dragons not respawning is a very unfortunate RNG. But it doesn't really matter as much. Okay, okay-ish opener. Hopefully Dragon is not as memey as he can be. Okay, perfect. And we didn't get the overlapped lightnings as well. So this is a good dragon fight. Nice. So the problems with this part of the fight is that we can punish only 2 attacks successfully, and because of that, if we do get the bad attacks for some unknown reason, we'll just get the time loss, because we can't deal enough damage to a dragon to skip phase to the last one. And the other thing, I need 2 lightnings for the setup that I do. And the problem with lightnings is that lightnings can overlap. Like if lightning spawns on the same tree where is already a lightning, it will just do nothing. So sometimes you get unlucky and you have second lightning spawning on the same tree, so you deal not enough damage. There is a strat for 1 lightning, but it doesn't work very well in unrestricted. It works well for glitchless though. You would have to perform like 1 extra mortal draw for that to work. But yeah, Reap Dragon. We can go for 1 quick donation.
Sure, I actually have 2 really quick ones. So apparently people didn't like the $666 that we made, so Ivan140 decided to donate $111, saying 666 is too scary. Thank you, Ivan. And I think Peanut had the same sentiment because they just put $34 as a donation saying concern Doge. Thank you so much, Peanut. I just want to let you guys know we're $4 away from meeting the music incentive for Super Mario Odyssey, so please make that happen. Thank you.
Yeah, so we've talked with Emma. She gave us a key that opens door to Ishin, so we can kill Ishin whenever we want. We'll do it later on. And now we have another coin toss part. So Dragon was bad because of phase 1. Like, we've got the bad RNG on White Dragon spawning late. Nothing we could do. Now we have another RNG coin toss. And that coin toss is Fire Drunkard. And Drunkard himself is pretty normal. The problem is the enemies that have to blow up the explosive box. Because they can randomly miss. They coded the way that they must aim at this explosive box. But sometimes they just keep missing. Not this time though. So strat worked. Poggers. Okay, that's good. Kill the boss. No problem. Otherwise, if they keep missing, you either have to somehow finish him quickly with the Gachin, which usually doesn't work 99% of the time, or you have to do him after, like, later on again, trying the same strat when explosive box is again there. Just in case. Buying a lot of Divine Confettis. Usually buy just 4 there. That's gonna be, would be enough for everything we need, but for a marathon purposes we need more. And we enter the Demon of Hatred fight, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna die. That's sort of a strat. And just die as fast as possible. And what it does, like, it will spawn us in the arena, but it will deload enemies, like soldiers. You can't quit out because game would teleport you a billion meters away, but that makes baiting DOH in the corner much easier. He gave me not the best attack as the opener. Second attack is fine. So yeah, now he's in the corner. Make sure that he's stuck so he doesn't break the tower. He will die the same miserable death as Gyobu did. Feels Gulag, man. The question is... yeah. So we'll have to jump to the side, squitting out there to skip the dialogue, so we can use idle immediately, because while dialogue is proceeding we can't use the idle. IGT threats again. I'm gonna do the same thing after all 2 fights. There we're gonna level up everything we need for the rest of the run. We're gonna level up more spirit emblems, and we're gonna level up the Ashina Carp, or not Ashina Carp, I don't remember how it's called actually. Like the thing that gives you more posture damage in Ashina skill 3. 2 carps. That's it. Leveled up everything, and now it's time for Headless Ape. So Headless Ape respawns in this cave before Ashina Depth. As soon as you kill Guardian Ape. But obviously killing him early is a big pain in the ass. So we do it now, when we're strong and mighty. So phase 1 is a meme, just 3 mortal draws. Phase 2 can be a problem because of that pathing that he sometimes likes to take, but just have to be ready for that. Very smart AI after all. And there is important part. So this is arena also for the Shichimen depth, in depth fights. Like there is a Shichimen that will spawn eventually, and one of the flags to make him spawn is doing Immortal Severance, like Immortality Severance on these Guardian Ape. Otherwise he will not spawn. But there is another flag, and that flag was helped me, like when I first was routing the category, I was not aware like how to make him spawn because he was just not spawning. Unfortunately, Thief's Matt, like the modder of Sekiro who made like Rando, he helped me with it because he said that you must obtain Finger Whistle to make him spawn. That kind of makes 0 sense, but that's how it is. So we have another Headless. Gachin Headless. It's I guess the most chill Headless fights of all. We have a lot of damage. He has not that much of a health. And then he would be dead if I would deflect that. Shame. We kill him. There is another mini boss that we skipped in Mibu Forest, and that's Drunkard. And Drunkard is surrounded by many monkeys. And we actually will not kill them because we can bait them as we need, so they don't mess up things. Perform a death blow. I jump behind him, mortal draw, firecracker, get unlucky. Well, unfortunate. Why did I go for the hits? Very cool death, feels Gulag man. Yeah, that was unlucky. Like Monkey was really far to the left, so even if like my swing was very good, like the first mortal draw swing, my firecracker didn't hit it, went for the combo right in front of the firecracker. Usually with the correct positioning and just regular, my god, regular RNG, this fight goes well, no problem. Like Drunkard dies in 3 swings of mortal draw, no problem. But this time monkeys were stronger. Doing the same thing. As you can see, this time there are no monkeys interrupting my animations. And after we receive the items, we quit out, so we make sure that no monkeys are aggroed, and warp away. And now it's time for Hirata Estates. We have some time for more donations.
Perfect. Okay. So we have $4 from Gamero Says that says, atoning for my 666 sniping sins. I miss real life music festivals, so let's make my first fest of 2020 be in New Donk City. Well, thank you so much, Gamero, because you just made Music Festival for Super Mario Odyssey possible. We definitely met that incentive. Thank you. I just want to let you guys know to keep those donations coming because you will be helping save the children, help those without a voice for themselves. And if you decide to put it towards an incentive, you can make some really cool things happen during this event. So thanks, everyone.
So there we go for an air swim in Hirata Estates. Well, we've got it. I also equipped the finger whistle. Again, as I mentioned, you must have it like a prosthetic. Like, you can't have the elements of finger whistle being just in your inventory. You must have finger whistle as a prosthetic tool equipable to make Shichimen spawn. But also we will actually use it because there is a one cool strat for Hirata too that uses the finger whistle.
We
Hopefully it
might be
goes well.
down.
By the way, the stream is dead right
Yes.
Feels good, man.
If you just want to wait a second, they're just gonna. Basically, the stream PC's just kind of gone down, but it will be back up shortly. It's just if it's
Where did
AFK
we?
for a little
What did we
bit.
cut off at?
I don't know. I kind of missed it. Just kind of pause though, like it's fine. And we'll figure it out. But basically, the stream PC went down because it was basically AFK for like a set amount of time, and when it's AFK for a set amount of time, it automatically shuts down, and somebody forgot to move their fucking mouse. So yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I think we're live.
I'm going back. Bye.
See you, Wolfie.
We back. Insane.
All
You'll
right.
need to wait for the GTA Marathon thing to come in before you can start talking, because that's the
Ah.
live bot.
Okay.
Just so you know. So when that comes back in, you should be good. Okay?
Yeah.
Cracking.
Concern.
I guess I'll have to read a donation again. So whenever we have a moment, I'll read it. Okay. You can just tell me.
After next mini boss, pretty much. Have a bunch of time.
You should be live again.
We don't have the GTA bot in here.
Oh, right. Second.
Feels gulag, man.
All right, guys, we're
So-
back.
Feels gulag, man. Okay, so we're in a fight and I got noticed, so that cancelled my jump. And that's a very good tracking of the attack. And I will get killed. And I killed some random enemy, but I didn't hit the actual boss. This is not concerning at all. Okay, that was weird. Kinda messed up the jump timing. And I guess Ash can go for the nations that were cut off by the
All
skip.
right. So we actually have $4 from Gamero Says that says, atoning for my 6-6 sniping sins. I miss real life music festival, so let's make my first fest of 2020 be in New Donk City. Well, thank you, Gamero, because you just made the musical festival incentive for Super Mario Odyssey happen. Really appreciate that. Keep the donations coming, guys.
So yeah, we've been in Hirata, nice jump. I guess, I'm not sure, have you seen my air swim? I don't think so. But we've air swimmed, saved 5 seconds by that air swim in Hirata. Very small optimization. Here we talked with the owl, so he gave us a key. Key to open the door. Insane. And we have next boss being Drunkard, and that Drunkard has 15,000 enemies around him. So hopefully that goes well. And the boss of this area is Lady Butterfly, and Lady Butterfly is a pretty mean boss. With the 104 Mortal Draw, we can easily annihilate her. No problem, if I don't mess up. So here we use Gachin Sugar, Sneak past the enemies. Kill one shield guy because he's annoying. Everyone is chilling. Their brother is dead, but nobody noticed because we're shinobi. We're stealthy. With that blow, while reusing the sugar that we have, to Yashuriko, 3 swings, like Mibudran card, but actually not dying. And fight is over. And now it's time for Lady Butterfly. Lady Butterfly is pretty simple. The only difficult part might be the opener. It depends on the opener. You have to slightly change what you do in a fight, but I think it should be fine. Yeah, and I messed up. Yeah, whatever, fine. So perfectly, if she wouldn't block the second Mortal Draw swing, she would be pretty much dead by second swing. But fine. She, like Lady Butterfly, has insanely wide angles of block, so dead angling her is actually challenging. So here she jumps down and dies into Mortal Draws, because she always go for the finger snap to use the summons after the first Mortal Draw swing. So you can consistently just annihilate her in phase 2 in 2 swings, which is pretty simple. So that was Hirata 1. And before going to Hirata 2, we quickly will go obtain one item. This is gonna be useful. We're gonna kill our first Shichiman. That's gonna be Abandoned Dungeon Shichiman. And that guy has an item called Tanto. And that thing allows you to sacrifice half of your current health to get 5 extra emblems, and that's very strong, and that's required for the strat that I'm gonna use at Hirata 2 for Run Card 2. And Shichiman warriors are surprisingly easy to deal with the amount of damage that we have in a run. And they're like 100% consistent, which is also very nice. Because you can 100% make sure that Shichiman teleports where you need him to teleport. Because their teleports 100% based on your position in the boss fight arena. I actually warped to the wrong place. I had to warp to the temple. Not a big deal though. And yeah, he dies in 7 hits with Yashuriko Sugar and Divine Confetti on. With Divine Confetti on, every Shichiman staggers every 4 hits, which is crazy. And you have to dead angle them, because if you don't dead angle Shichiman, they will block, and if they like, they instantly deflect your any hit that they can block. And after deflag, they instantly like go in a spiritual 4 and teleport. So you never want them to do that. You only want them to teleport on the phase transitions and never else. So here we use Stanto for the first time, because why not? It's not really that necessary for this boss. This is a Lone Shadow. There is a very cool convenient strat of killing him consistently. And we're gonna use the pellet that we received from the tutorial boss to heal some extra health. And that's cool, because we will be able to use Tanto 2 more times. And we must use Tanto at least once, because otherwise we have not enough emblems to use the Finger Whistle strat. Okay, that was smooth. And now, while Yashuriku Sugar is still working, we still can use Stanzo. And that's Poggers. Sometimes this strat, like the same as with the Tron card that I killed in Mibu Forest where I got killed, sometimes Lone Shadow can just meme at you and like don't get stunned by anything, not Firecracker or Mortal Draw Swings, and you will get killed, but usually it's fine to salvage that. Owl 2. Perfect RNG in phase 1. Good phase 2. He got stuck, unfortunately, in an owl form in a column, but that was smooth anyway. So that's Poggers. Quit out immediately to skip the dialogue, so we can use idle safely. And we have some little time for maybe one donation or something.
I might have something for you here. Give me a second. So we have $6.47 from 23 Edsa saying, "Okay, comrades, thank you so much, Edsa, for that donation."
Thank you. Oh my dog. So we have Ashina Castle. Now we're gonna kill all the mini bosses in the Ashina Castle that have spawned after we kill the dragon. There are multiple of them. And then we go kill Ishin. And yeah, that's the plan. Ashina Elites is first. Can be a little bit annoying with decision making for written tags, but it was fine. You can death blow him, like you can make him aggro and then de-aggro and then death blow, but that's slower than actually fighting him properly. Here we have a Lone Shadow. Has a friends in the arena that will genuinely murder and squid out, so he loses sight of us. And then we'll murder him. Very family-friendly game. This guy spawns here pretty early, so he has little health. He literally dies in 2 swings for a phase, so he's very chill. Next up is Ogre, and you can death blow that Ogre from the top, just like that. And usually he starts fighting with this red guards while we're using Sugar, so there is like no problem killing him. Just in 2 swings. Next up is second 7 Spears, and that guy is actually scary because he has a friend, samurai friends, and that friend can easily kill you, like a mega easily. So hopefully we don't die there. Like 7 Spears is one of the run killers that can always mess you up, no matter how much you practice. Very easy to make a mistake in this fight. Also I did. Well, that was not the worst. use it. Cool. Okay, most important is that it's fine. Have enough emblems for Ishin, and now Ishin left. And after the fights, the bid war must be closed, so we can choose the ending.
Okay.
So Ishin with extra Tento, spirit emblems, this fight is very comfy and smooth. Again, he's chill. Phase 1 Ishin is also very chill. That was phase 2. That was phase 3. And we can close bid war.
Okay, so Immortal Severance 1 with $60.
Okay. I'll watch the insane cutscene of Immortal Severance ending. Repution. Okay, I have to not mess up and actually select the right ending. So that was insane. Immortal Severance ending. But we have no chill, we have no time to be a sculptor. We actually have to kill mini bosses still. So let's go and do that. We have a bunch of bosses left. We have, first of all, we will go and kill Senpo Temple enemies, Armored Warrior, and Centipede. Armored Warrior is surprisingly chill. With Mortal Dross. Just 3 swings and he's dead. And the next enemy is Centipede. We won't even need to buff for Centipede really. He's really weak at this stage of the game. After that, we'll have 2 other Shichimen left. Shichimen in Depth and Shichimen Fountainhead Palace. And we have Orin left. And Orin is a very annoying boss to deal with. She can easily kill you every time you fight her, really. Okay, so that was Centipede. We can just grapple on top and none of the enemies will interrupt the warp away. So now we will kill Orin, then Shichimen in Depth, then Shichimen in Fountainhead Palace, and it's gonna be time. So Orin might be spooky. The problem is she's invulnerable for certain frames, in certain frames. So it's kinda RNG, like how many Mortal Draw swings you will get. Which phase? That was good, 2 Mortal Draw swings. That's perfect. Yeah, I didn't really attack properly. Otherwise she would be dead. But yeah, that's Orin in a nutshell. As you could notice. Oops. Like she just like becomes invulnerable, 1 hit away, and there is nothing you can do. A very nice boss to have at the very end of the run. And we have 2 Shichimen left. 2 Shichimens left. First one is in Ashina Depth, Hidden Forest. That one is easy peasy. The interesting one is going to be Fountainhead Palace one, because we will actually aerial death blow him, and aerial death blowing Shichimen is quite poggers. Because it has something to do with the way how Fountainhead Palace made and aggro that Shichimen made. So made like shit, because he makes, like, he aggroes at you sometimes randomly at random places, and that's super weird. Was that 7 hits? I'm confused. Usually this Shichimen dies in 8. But I think like I did 1 extra hit. Whatever. And Shichimen is dead. Again, we manipulate his teleportation spot by staying in a certain position. Like this Shichimen can warp in 3 places. Have the last one. So for the last one, I will do a very specific pathing, and I will have to use confetti to aerial death blow him. And I have no clue why it works. Like literally no clue. So he aggroes there when you go through the gates, and he aggroes there again. He loses the aggro immediately. And they fucked up. Yeah, okay, that was something that I have never done. Like, I jumped without actually pushing analog stick forward, so I had no momentum, and I couldn't even stay on top because I fell too far away. Like, I could still death blow him potentially, but it was very difficult to do. So what we will do, we'll warp away to last commune idol, because backing up the setup might be an issue. This run is big Pepe hands, dude. It has so many, like, mistakes. Of the good death blows, like 2 best death blows I failed. like 3 best death blows I failed this run. Through Monk phase 1 failed, Samurai 2 failed, Fountain Head Palace Shichimen failed. That's Gulag for sure. Okay, this time works. This Shichiman has only 2 spots where he can teleport, so we can make sure that we stop to use the Yash early enough so he teleports there. And he does nothing basically in the fight because he wants to go for the main priority attack and time. Feels Gulag, man. So this was all bosses run. I guess I'm overestimate, even if I would have the proper estimate that I wanted, not the one that I. No, actually, it would be good. It would be good. 134.28, very nice. Yeah, so I memed like setting 130 estimate for some reason. I don't know why. But that's fine then, if we're lower than estimates, considering that we watched amazing cutscene, Immortal Severance, that you donated for. And every marathon Sekiro run so far for all bosses was insane Lamo. Like, I had no successful all bosses runs that were very smooth. It's just this run has so many things. Like, this run has like 48 to 50 boss fights, and many of them can go very wrong in no time. So yeah, that was it. That was Sekiro all bosses, mini bosses for you. Thanks for watching. Thanks Speed Souls for arranging this amazing charity marathon every year for the past 3 years. Insane. So yeah,